Hare Krishna. So we'll visit today Vrinda Kunda. It is just next to Nandaga. This place is known as a Vrinda Kunda, where they have a very ancient temple of Vrinda Devi. So you can see here a beautiful temple of Sri Vrinda Devi. It's said that this is the place where Vrinda Devi used to arrange for the pastimes of their lordship. She used to sit here and contemplate that what arrangement can be made so that their lordship Shri Radha and Krishna can enjoy these pastimes. This temple is very ancient. It has two kundas. This is Vrinda Kunda, and next to that they have this Gupta Kunda. Both the kundas have a specific and wonderful pastimes. So Vrinda Kunda is where Srimati Vrinda Devi is said to contemplate how she will arrange the daily pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. She has her wonderful parrot with her, which has a yellow color. And it is explained in the Shastra that this parrot is said to fly around the Vrindavan and on returning tells Vrinda Devi what is happening there. The parrot is named Daksha and is said to have 1 lakh disciples. It's very wonderful actually. These parrots, they are known as VIS, Vrinda Devi Intelligence Services, because they travel all over the Braja and they find out which is the best place, and what can be things are done, and what Krishna and his friends they are doing, and where is Radharani now. So all that information she is collecting from her disciples, and these are none other than the Daksha's assistant. And according to that, she makes arrangement for the Lord's pastimes. And she has one more, her expansion, which is known as a Tulasi. And Purnamasi is the guru of Vrinda Devi. Her father's name is Chandrabhanu and mother's name is Fulari. And next to Vrinda Kund is a Gupta Kund, which is where Radha and Rani is said to secretly meet Krishna. And there is a beautiful deity of Vrinda Devi in this temple. Previously, before Mughal era, they used to have this Radha Krishna deity, but it is totally destroyed by this Muslim inventors. And one of the days in a week, this local Brajavasi, they come and they offer milk to this deity and they bathe this deity with the milk. This Gupta Kunda is very beautiful. It is said that Krishna's attractive features are also described by Vrinda, the gopi after whom Vrindavan was named. That is written in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 26. Vrinda Devi has an expansion of Srimati Radharani, and her partial expansion is Tulasi in Vaikuntha. Vrinda Devi is very intimate associate and girlfriend of Srimati Radharani. Krishna expands as a Narayana to marry Tulsi in one of his pastimes. Vrinda Devi has a beautiful complexion, the color of molten gold. She wears blue garments and is decorated with the pearls and flowers. Her father is Chandrabhanu and her mother is Fulara Devi. Her husband is Mahipal and her sister is Manjari Devi. She always remains in Vrindavan, immersed in the love for Radha and Krishna, and yearning to both arrange for their meeting and taste the nectar of assisting in their transcendental pastimes. It is written in Shri Radha Krishna Ganodesha Dipika. This Vrinda Devi, she has this beautiful golden molten form because she is a partial expansion of Srimati Radha. And by her mercy, we can able to get Krishna Prem. And that's why every day when in the morning when we offer prayers to Srimati Tulasi Maharani, we chant one particular prayer. What is that? Vrindayai Tulasi Devyayai Priyayai Keshavasya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namo Namah. I offer my obeisances to that Tulasi Maharani, that Vrinda Devi, who is dear to Krishna. And by her boon, by her grace, we can attain the love for Shri Radha and Krishna. Actually, Srimati Vrinda Devi, how she came into this material world, why she is known as a Tulasi, that has explained very nicely in Puranas. Once in Golok Vrindavan, Lord Sri Krishna, he was spending his time alone with the Vrinda Devi. And because of that association with Lord Krishna, she became so ecstatic and fell unconscious. And in that stage, Srimati Radharani came and she saw her. When she saw her, she got very angry on him. She became furious. And she cursed him that you should go down on the earthly planet and take birth as a human being. And that's it. She was thrown out from there. She looked at their lordship. The Lord Sri Krishna told her, don't worry, you go there, you will take birth as a Tulasi. Tulasi means there is no comparison with her. Tula nasati yasya sa. No one can compare with her to anyone. So that is Tulasi. In her beauty, in her love for Krishna and her service attitude for Krishna. We can't compare this, her attribute, to any other living being. That's why she is known as a Tulasi. And Lord told her that you will go down and you will get married with one of my expansion, Narayana. And then again you will come back to me in this Golok Vrindavan, and you will get married with me. You will come back and stay here with me. Then here on the earthly planet, there were two kings, and they were very powerful. Dharma Savarni and the Raja Savarni. These two brothers, they were very devoted to their lordship. And they performed so much austerities to please their lordship. And they were one of the greatest kings on this earthly planet. In their rule, everything was nice. Most of the people were devotees of Lord Vishnu. They were worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After their death, they had one son whose name was Raja Savarna. And he was too attached to Lord Shiva. And he was not caring about any other demigod. And he was not allowing anyone to worship that demigod. He was condemning. He was condemning even Lakshmi Devi also. So all the demigods, because of the fear of Lord Shiva, they just kept quiet. But Surya Dev, he just got up and he cursed him that henceforth you will become Daridri. You will not have any earthly opulences with you. You will ruin your kingdom. You will bereft of your kingdom. And you will put into the forest. Lord Shiva saw it. Because Lord Shiva got too attached to this Raja Savarni because he was worshipping so intimately to Lord Shiva that Lord Shiva considered him as his son. And being a father, affectionate father, what he did? He took his trident and attacked on Suryadev. Suryadev ran and he went to Brahma. And he offered his pranams to Brahmadeva and said, "This is what happening. Please save me." Because this person is condemning all the demigods. He is not worshipping their lordship. He was condemning Srimati Lakshmi Devi. Then how this person get opulence and health in his life? Because as long as human being, they have a proper relationship with the demigods, everything will run smoothly. That's what said in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. God is saying that if you worship demigods properly, in returns, they will give everything, whatever needed for this material existence. But if you don't, then there will be a chaos. And that's what we are seeing nowadays. Forget about worshipping their lordship. They are not worshipping anyone. And that's the demonic mentality. And demonic mentality always destroys our existence. And then Brahma, he took Lord Surya with him, demigod Surya, and they went to the Vaikuntha. Because they were knowing. Even Brahma can't save him from the destruction because Lord Shiva is there. So they went to the Vaikuntha. They glorified their lordship. They were offering their prayers. And they told everything, whatever has happened to Lord Vishnu. The Lord smilingly just looked at them and he told, "Oh Brahmadev, you are also one of the incarnations. And you are there to create something in this material world. And same, Lord Shiva is also my expansion, who is there to destruct the things in material world. And he is very powerful for that. And I am there to maintain the whole thing. To maintain the peace, prosperity. I'm there. So don't worry. When Lord Shiva comes, I will take care of that." Then Lord Shiva came. As he saw Lord Shiva, immediately, very smilingly and with the sweet words, Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana started glorifying Lord Shiva. Oh Lord Shiva, you are greatest among the demigods. And you are taking nice care of everyone. You are so dear to your devotees. And among the Vaishnavas, you are the greatest. And right now, already in this whole race, near about half an hour has passed away in my place, in Brahma's place. So near about one kalpa is finished there on the earthly planets. So your devotee for whom you have come here to protect, already he is dead. He has left his body. His son also left his body. Now his son's son, they were known as a Dharmadhvaja and a Kushadhvaja, they are there. And they are the great devotees of mine. So don't worry, don't fight with each other. You just go back. And one of this son will have a daughter. Her name will be Tulasi. And she will get married to me. So don't worry. You just go back. Then they came back peacefully. And here, Dharmadhvaja and Kushadhvaja. On the Mount Meru, they sat and they were performing worship to Lord Vishnu. And they performed such a severe penance that Dharmadhvaja got blessed with a daughter. And that daughter, when she took a birth, she had a golden complexion. And she was unparalleled to anyone in her beauty. She excelled all of them. But since childhood, she had a greatest desire to get married with Lord Vishnu. And she convinced her father and went to the forest of Meru, Mandar Parvat. She sat there and she started meditating on their Lord. And as her austerity was so strong, she did that penance for 1 lakh years. Amongst that, for 10 years, she was like eating once a week. Next 10,000 years, she was just eating dry leaves. The next 20,000 years, she was drinking just a little bit water. Then, again she started with that austerity so severe that next 40 years, she never ate anything. 40,000 years. She was just meditating on the Lordship and breathing. That's it. For next 20,000 years, she stopped even breathing. By seeing that severe austerities, Lord Brahma came from the Brahmaloka. He said, "Oh Tulasi, what are you doing? For what?" She said, "Oh, my great-grandfather, I have only one desire, that I wanted to get married with Narayana." Then Brahmadev told, "See, right now, you are not going to get married with a Narayana. You will get married now with a Shankachuda." You know this Shankachuda? He is a very close friend of their Lordship. And he is one amongst the Dwadasha Gopaganas. Lord has very intimate friends. As Radharani has Ashtasakis, Lord has Dwadasha Gopas. And one of them is Sudama. He was very dear to their Lord. But once he got also cursed and he took birth on this earthly planet. And when he was in the Goloka, he had an intense love for you and he wanted to get married with you. But because of the fear of Radharani, he was not able to do that. Sudama. That Sudama is different. The friend, the Brahman Sudama, that is different. He is among the Dwadasha Gopas. He is a Gopa boy, not a Brahmana. There are three Sudamas are there actually. One is in Mathura, one is in Vrindavan, and one is in Dwarka, who went and met. They are totally different from each other. So, Srimati Radharani cursed Sudama. But you had a lusty desire here for one of my friends. So you also go with her in this material world. So he came down. Here, he also took birth in the family of Danava. One of the Kashyapa's wife, Danu, she was blessed with the son whose name was Viprachiti, and his son was Shankachuda. Actually, he also went. He was a great devotee. Shankachuda's father was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. And he also went and performed austerities to have a son. So he went, and when he got blessed by Brahma that he will get a very who can conquer the demigods, and he will be one of the beautiful amongst the Danavas, and he will rule over the universe. So when he got a son, Sudama as a son, they named him as Shankachuda. Shankachuda was so beautiful. He had his bodily hue like a champaka flower, same like a molten gold color. He had a very broad chest. His neck is like a conch shell. So when he went again to perform austerities, Lord Brahma got pleased with him. But he was a Jati Smara. He was knowing what has happened him in his previous life and why he has come down here. And he had an intense desire to get married with a Tulsi, to Vrinda Devi, that's it. So he went and he started performing austerities. And by that austerities, Lord Brahma got pleased. He came and he said, "What boon you want, my dear?" You asked. Then he said, "You know better. And I just wanted to get married with Vrinda. And you know why I'm here. What is the reason behind coming me to this material world? So I want that benediction. So please fulfill that." So Brahma said, "Okay, so be it, my child. But what you are doing here, wasting your time now? You have how to get married with Tulsi only. So go to Meru Parvat, and Tulsi is performing austerities there. So go and get married with her." So then here he went to Meru Parvat, where Tulsi was staying. And actually when she was there, Kamadev, he shot her with his 5 arrows. And when somebody gets shot by Kamadeva, then that person can't be a peaceful in his day-to-day life, because he becomes so desperate to have association of opposite sex. He always contemplate on that only. So she was just contemplating on that, and same time Shankachuda came in. When she saw Shankachuda, she became so shy. She covered her face with a pallu, and she was standing in front of him. And she was looking at him. Then he asked Shankachuda, "Who are you?" And why are you here alone? And you are such a beautiful lady. What you are doing in this forest? Then she was not ready to talk to him. Then he said, why don't you talk? Let me hear that sweet voice, which I am longing for year together. And you know, in past life I was a Sudama, and I was too attached to you. And just to get married with you, I had that desire. But because due to the fear of Srimati Radharani, I was not able to disclose that desire. And when she came to know, she cursed me, and that's why I'm here. So now you are here. So I wanted to marry you. And Srimati Tulsi Maharani, she wanted to test me. Because that's the way that one should choose his companion. Because the whole life you have to stay together, then you should know each other properly. So what she did, she asked few questions to him. She said, a gentleman never talks with any woman whom he does not know. And you are a gentleman, then why are you talking to me? On top of that, I am alone here. It's not good for a person who has some social rules and regulations. And as you know, woman, she is meant to entangle the man in this material world. She is known as a Yoshita, who expand the field of material enjoyment. And why you are getting entangled yourself? He seems to be a very educated, very highly person in a social order. Because she has a nature of deceiving. She always does that. And why you keep faith in her? She may speak sweetly. Madhu tishtati zivagre hridayatu kala halahalam. She may have a sweet words in her mouth, but heart is full of poison. She may show love for you, but internally she may be having some external affair with someone else. So how you can keep faith in her? It's not good for a person who is wanted to develop his spiritual life and go further in his self-realization. He should not avoid. He should avoid that association of women. Then Shankachuda, very politely, he said, yeah, what you say, that is true, but not fully true. It's a 50%. She just looked at him in a question mark. Why? Then he said, there are two kinds of women. One, there are as a Devi Anshas, like a Devavati, Akuti, Shatarupa, Sachi, Swaha, Swadha. And there are Rakshas Anshas also, Rakshasi Anshas. And who are they? They are none other than the Apsaras, Rama, Urvashi, Menaka. They are there. They are not chaste. They are characterless. They may behave like that, as you were describing. But here there are another kind of a woman. They mean to help their husband for the liberation. And that's why they are known as a Ardhangini. If they are there, then that person is known as a Purna Purusha. Otherwise, he is not qualified to perform any kind of a Vedic sacrifice. And when this conversation was going on, Lord Brahma came there. And he said, what are you all doing, people? You're supposed to get married with each other. And you are just testing each other. That's not the way. So get married immediately. And he asked Shankachuda, marry with a Tulsi in a Gandharva Vivaha Paddhati. There are 7 kinds of different Vivaha Paddhatis. Arsha, Brahmana, then Gandharva, Rakshasi, Vaishyachi. These are the different ways according to the different modes they get married. But most important is Brahma Vivaha, where everything's planned by the parents and they take care of them and whole ceremony goes. It goes for 7 days. But here, he asked them that you should get Gandharva marriage. In Gandharva marriage, what happens? There are no rituals. Just the boy and girl, they come together, they decide, and they get married, and they conceive a child. That's the method of Gandharva Vivaha. So they got married, and after marriage, Shankachuda, he gifted her with different things from this material world, which are considered as the most precious. Then he took her all around the universe. They visited all different places and enjoyed for 1 Sahasra Yuga, that is 1 Divya Yuga. And after that, Shankachuda returned to his palace. He became a king and he was taking care of his kingdom. And one day, he got a desire to conquer the heavenly planets. So he started with them. And he was that time blessed with Lord Shiva. So it was difficult for demigods to conquer him. He was unconquerable because of intense love of Tulasi Maharani, because of her chastity. They tried all the weapons, but none of the weapon was useful to kill him. All they came back. And he beat all the demigods so severely that they just ran away here and there. So ultimately they came to the shelter of Lord Brahma. Brahmaji took them all again to Vaikunta. And there they told him that it's very difficult for us to kill him. The Lord smiled at them and said, okay, no worries, I will take care of them. All of you go back. And what he did, he asked Lord Shiva that you go and challenge him again and start fighting with him. So Lord Shiva was giving fight with Shankachuda, and it was tough for him also to kill him. And that's because of the chastity of Tulasi Maharani. So if woman is chaste, no one can defeat her. Like Anusaya, the wife of Atri Rishi, because of her austerities and her chastity, all the 3 main lords, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, they appeared in their house as a small kid. They are known as a Trimurti, Dattatreya. It's because of her chastity only. She conquered this demigods. Even Lord himself she conquered. So here, because of the power of Vrinda Devi's chastity, when Shankachuda started for fight, that time she put one garland. And that garland itself has become a kavacha for him. And demigods were not able to kill him. Tulasi. So when that fight was going on, Lord Vishnu took a form of Shankachuda and he went to palace and he made a show that like he just defeated all the demigods and now Shankachuda has back with a victory. Let there be a celebration. So when that celebration was going on, after celebration, when they were in the inner chambers and they were having conjugal love, she lost her chastity and their Lord Shiva killed Shankachuda. When he was dead, immediately Tulsi here came to know that this person is not my husband, he's someone else. She came to know that he is none other than the Narayana, 400 form of Lord Krishna. She became so angry with him. She cursed him. Why you behave like that with me? For what reason? Because of you, Shankachuda got killed. You have become so stone-hearted. So I am cursing you, you should become a stone. And Lord Narayana, he turned into the stone. And that same Vigraha, which is known as the Sundar Narayana, is still there in the Nasik. If you go to Nasik, on the bank of Godavari, they have this very ancient temple of Sundar Narayana, and they have that same deities. From that time, it is still there and they are worshipping there. So that Sundar Narayana temple is there. At the same time, Lord Narayana also cursed her that you will become Vriksha, you will become a tree. But don't worry, whenever my devotees wanted to offer me something, they will offer it along with you, and then only I can accept that. So since that day, whatever is going to be offered to Lord Vishnu, they offer Tulsi on that, and then it becomes an offering for Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, it remains as a bhoga only. It becomes like Lord will never take that. And then same Lord told her that you will appear in a Bharatvarsha as a Gandaki, and from there itself I will emanate as a Shalagra. And Vrinda, when you become a Tulasi, you will grow in Vrindavan, where I will come and perform my pastimes. And you will make arrangements for that. And that's why Vrinda Devi, she came to this home of Vrindavan, where she made all the arrangements for their lordship. And by seeing her that intense desire to serve their lordship and Srimati Radharani for their conjugal pastime, Srimati Radharani once got very much pleased with her. And she wanted to do something good for Vrinda Devi. And as we have heard when we were in Kamyavar, that there is an original deity of Vrinda Devi which was installed by Vajranath. So there, in that place, Srimati Radharani once prepared a nice Ratnasana. It was decorated with a nice flowers and everything. And without disclosing anything to Vrinda Devi, with the help of other Sakhis, she got Vrinda Devi. And she made her sit on that Ratnasana. When she was sitting, they brought Krishna also there. He was also not knowing that what's going to happen. So they made her sit next to Vrinda Devi. And then Lalita Sakhi came. And she enacted as a priest. And she started chanting Vivaha mantras. And there Srimati Radharani, she got married Krishna with Vrinda Devi. The appearance day of Srimati Vrinda Devi is the Kartik Purnima. That's why Lord told her that your appearance day will get celebrated in this world. And they will get marry you with me every year. So from Kartika Shuddha Ekadashi to Kartik Purnima, all over the India you will see that they are having this Vivaha ceremony for Tulasi Shalagya. So we are planning to have it here also on the Kartik Purnima day. So whoever want to take part, they can take part. Whoever wants to become a family member of Narayana, they can come further also. And if somebody wants to make a parents or family members of Vrinda Devi, they can also take part. And we can have a nice marriage ceremony of Srimati Vrinda Devi. Shaligram is Lord Narayana. Because for other deities, you need to do Pranapata Pratishtha. And then Lord appears there. Then he comes and takes services from you. But Shaligram, no need to do any avahana, no installation, nothing. He is there. You just have to worship him. No need to do any other formalities to invoke him and do. Otherwise, other deities, whenever you do or any pratima you worship, first you have to avahana. You have to call their lordship to accept our services. But here he is there in that particular form as a Shaligram. Sundar Narayana, he said to Tulasi that you will become Gandaki in Nepal and I will generate from that Gandaki. So Shaligram you can find in Gandaki river only, not any other river. There is one Damodar Kunda, so next to Naranarayan Parvat. From there, that Kunda, they come out. That's in Nepal. So, that's the way she got married with Lord Narayana. And when Lord Krishna appeared in Rajamandala, she came as a Tulasi Maharani, as a Vrinda Devi. And she appeared all over the Rajamandala. And because of her only, this place is known as a Vrindavan, which is very, very dear to their Lord. So whoever wants to attain the love of Godhead, he has to render service to Tulasi Maharani. Without her boon, without her benediction, it's not possible for us to make progress in our spiritual life. So we should offer our prayers to Srimati Vrinda Devi and take shelter of her so that we can attain the ultimate desire, and that is none other than Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. So it was very nice to discuss about Srimati Vrinda Devi. As Prabhupada used to say, that one should take care of Srimati Vrinda Devi very nicely. Prabhupada used to say that one should take care of Vrinda Devi nicely. Generally we see that people, they get put it in the house and they treat as the other same tree. But it is very, very important if you render service to that tree. Sometimes it is said, if something bad is going to happen to your family, then first that affects on the tree of Tulasi tree, what you have in your house. She takes that negative energy first. And you can judge your devotion also. If you are really chanting nicely, if you are not offending anyone, then the Tulasi Maharani at your house, she will grow nicely. Then she never leaves at your place. She leaves you and goes. She leaves you then. She leaves. She dies. That tree dies. Never grows there. So wherever there is this tree grows nicely. By seeing your service attitude, your love for devotees, that's like a one testimony for us, through which we can understand that whether we are really progressing in our spiritual life or not. So let's try and pray to Srimati Vrinda Devi. Vrindaye Tulasi Deviyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Vishnu Bhakti Prate Devi Satya Prate. So let's take shelter of Srimati Vrinda Devi and continue with our services. Hare Krishna. Vrinda Devi ki jai.